welcome to Lynx Talk. We're back with you today to talk with our last episode of Season 1, our Season 1 finale, Episode 16, Fire. Now, next week, instead of jumping into Season 2, we are actually going to be doing a season review.
Don't miss that.
First, we will jump into our summary. Oh, and our interview with Annette Lowe will be available Tuesday.
Alright, so we start off the episode and Eric immediately gets a fax from Sonny. Michelle gets it and passes it on to him. And it's about a job offer again, and he explains to Michelle he's turned it down.
And Sam is there looking for Michelle.
Yeah, right after Michelle leaves, Sam comes in. And he's looking for Michelle, and she's not there, so he says he'll look for Michelle.
Yeah, and then Teevee demands Harris pay his bill in Jerry's cafe or diner.
Cafe.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know why I said cafe.
Yeah, so then he's throwing a lot of attitude around, and then he says, oh, sorry, I was just kidding. Oh, can I move your truck for you? Because somebody had told him he needed to move his truck. So then...
yeah, he's like, oh, let me do it for you.
So, and then he crashes it on purpose.
He drives it to where he's supposed to, but it's like... I don't know, his mind's still going, and he's got Joey there, and...
Yeah, they almost run away.
He decides to do, what is that, where he's like, I think he's like trying to impress Joey.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. I think it's just impress was my word.
Okay. So then, he crashes it. Harris kind of goes after him, and then Teevee goes after him even harder. Michelle's there in the midst of all this and breaks it up and puts Teevee in an arm bar and throws him in the cooler.
So Eric wants Teevee on probation and in a group home, which Elsie definitely protests against, and Teevee ends up even threatening Michelle with police brutality because of the way she grabbed his arm while she was taking him into custody.
Yeah. So... Teevee fights with Lois about Harris. Marie and Elsie actually, even though Marie doesn't like Harris, she kind of gets on Elsie's side, and they both kind of set him straight. Elsie tells him, he doesn't think about anybody else but himself, basically. So then Eric tells Sarah about the job offer, and he basically puts it like, maybe I came back for you. And she's very uncomfortable seeming about that, kind of. She doesn't really say much, but you can tell it's kind of, I don't know, hits her in a bad way.
Fire! Yeah, we had a fire at Michelle's. Quite a big scary event that happened.
Scared me.
It definitely woke up the town, it got everybody rushing and coming to.
No, I mean when you yelled, it scared me.
I realized I was ignoring your stupidity.
So it was a big event, obviously. I mean, it's a big fire.
Yes, we're moving on.
Place really went up. They just barely get out, her and Hannah.
They had plenty of time.
Oh, yeah? So, yeah, they were helped out a window. Eric insists Michelle stay at his place.
Eric was the one that helped.
Yeah. And then, despite Peter's persistence, and Sarah looks kind of, a little bit mad because that means that Eric's going to be staying with her, and he just kind of, throws that on her.
And then we actually get Sarah being mad at Eric. She's confronting him about everything.
And then get another fax from Sonny. This guy just won't let up. He's, trying to convince Eric again, obviously.
And then we've got Jerry gossiping.
Really?
Which is a huge shocker.
Yeah, I was surprised when you said Jerry was
Did
doing
Teevee start that fire?
Yeah.
He plants that little idea in Eric and Michelle's head when bringing some stuff from Michelle after the fire.
Yeah, I think it's Eric he actually talks to, but Hannah is in the other room and she overhears it. So they kind of make note of,
Yeah, right.
that.
Michelle wasn't there, right?
So then,
we find out that there is 12 people on the house list.
Yeah, so, Michelle would be on a long line if she was to be put on that. Jerry, our town gossip, is stirring up stuff again in the coffee shop.
And then we've got Michelle's house. We get kind of the background of it. Her father had built it for her mother as a wedding present, and so it was the house she always lived in. It was a very nice story, and you get more background information.
Yeah, Peter basically says, he couldn't get out of there soon enough, but she's really attached to the place, obviously. Then Hannah attacks Teevee and says, "You burned our house," and Marie basically breaks it up and, sticks up for him, says that she's wrong.
And then Eric and Sarah fight about the relationship, which leads to Eric going home, or where Michelle thinks somebody's breaking in, so she comes down with a gun, freaked.
Yeah, and she actually breaks down crying.
Yes. That's it.
Sorry. So then Peter is trying to get Harris to get a house built for Michelle. He's trying to push this through, because obviously he's got connections.
Why?
He's the chief. Yeah.
Could it be that he doesn't want Eric and Michelle anywhere near each other?
Yeah, well, as soon as this is funny too, because you hear, the whole reason it seems like this really starts, him really pursuing, the house thing, is that he finds out that Eric had to go home and stay with Michelle because Sarah and him had a fight, so...
Yes, and Sarah tells Michelle, it's fine, that they'll work it out and whatever, and not to worry about it. Yeah. So Jerry ends up giving the town some more gossip. Can't get enough of it. Michelle and Eric sleeping together.
Yeah, and then we get Willie making a comment about, hey, imagine the two Mounties, and then right away...
Or imagine the punchline or something, two Mounties, or something like that.
Yeah, and then Rosie says, have you paid yet, or something like that, and he says, I pay when I'm done, and then basically she's comes up to him threateningly, and he's like, okay, I'm done. And
she's clearing his plate too, I think.
So yeah, he hits the road. Rosie obviously doesn't want the gossip to continue because Michelle's her cousin.
You keep saying that. It's not confirmed, and from what I could find out, she wasn't the one related to Michelle, it was Leon.
Oh, okay.
And that's, again, a possibility. You keep bringing it up to people.
Maybe second.
Stop telling people that they're cousins. It's not confirmed. And I'm pretty sure it's Leon that's the cousin, not Rosie.
I still think they're cousins.
No, I think
and even
then
they'd be second cousins, wouldn't
they? Second cousin? That would be their kid. Leon's kids would be Michelle's second cousin.
Oh, okay.
Then, that would be her. Whatever. Let's not talk about familial relations, okay? You obviously just don't get. Let's move on. It's just it hasn't been confirmed, so I just don't want people getting confused.
All right. Good point. So then.
The fire team finds the matchbook.
Yeah, they've arrived and they check out the scene, and that's all they find.
Mm-hmm. All they find out of the ordinary was.
Mm-hmm. So then Eric notes that it's from Vancouver,
I think the fire team says that the matchbook was from Vancouver. They're the ones that say it.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, he connects the dots.
To
Teevee
TV,
was
yeah.
obviously just in Vancouver.
As soon as they say Vancouver, he's like, yeah, know exactly who he is.
So yeah, he questions Teevee about it, and Teevee obviously denies that he was there, and he actually says that Hannah had it last, and sure enough, Hannah actually
Hannah's
confirms
able to
his story.
confirm.
So Michelle
Mm-hmm.
argues to Eric that Teevee didn't do it,
Mm-hmm.
and she's adamant, and she he's about to interview Marie, and she insists that she do it.
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah, Marie caves and tells Michelle that Teevee left that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Eric questions Lois.
Yeah. So then Eric questions Lois, and he is telling Lois that Marie confessed already, and Teevee overhears, and he runs. So,
Oh no! I think he was talking to like Teevee was like the one right up front, and he was like talking to Lois, who was behind Teevee.
No, Teevee was coming down from the bunk or whatever.
Okay.
The loft, I guess.
Yeah, well,
is
he
where their
didn't
bedroom
believe him at first, but
Yeah.
and then it's like and then it's like.
Yeah, he's like, she's with Michelle, you want to talk to her? And then he just runs, right? So then he gets arrested and he's in jail.
And then Elsie talks to Teevee about everything. They have a really good talk, and it was something that Teevee needed. It was about like his problems, Vancouver, and ultimately his innocence. And which Elsie tells Eric and Michelle. She says, "He didn't burn your house down," and then she looks at Eric. He didn't.
Yeah, she's very adamant.
But yeah, it's just very simple words though, but that's all you need from Elsie. It's just powerful.
Yeah, and you can tell that it does have some impact on Michelle and even Eric. So then Michelle gathers the rest of her belongings, what's left of the burnt belongings of her house. Obviously it's very emotional.
And Peter talks to her about her options, pretty much everything that they can do, if she were to get a house from the RCMP, it would have to be off banned land. They did a ban, then there's 12 other people in line, but he offers her help with a loan and everything, so they're kind of just going over their options.
Yeah. So then Sarah tries to make up with Eric, and it doesn't go well at all.
Eric makes it hard. He holds her.
Yeah, he says, "Do you even know what you want?" She says, "I just want to stop being scared," and she's starting to cry, so he holds her and comforts her.
But even though you get that moment, it's still like left where they're left.
Yeah, you're not.
I don't know why I'm gonna say open-ended. That doesn't make sense.
Well, it does kind of, because you don't really know what's going on with the relationship,
True,
but it kind of leans towards that they're not together.
Exactly, it like leans towards them not where they kind of like stop the relationship, but he's like comforting her because he still cares about her. And then Eric questions and talks to Teevee, and they have a pretty amazing heart-to-heart.
Yeah, it's really emotional. You really see that you can sense that Eric is giving off this vibe, like that he's not a cop here. He's kind of just talking to Teevee man to man, and Teevee, because of that, opens up to him, and he actually breaks down a little. He's telling him, I gotta get out, I gotta do something, or I'm gonna explode type thing, and Eric just doesn't say anything, but he's kind of, he's just there kind of, and you can tell there's like a bonding moment. Michelle kind of looks in and walks away, just leaves them together.
This is definitely one of my favorite TV moments especially the heartwarming one. Other than the one where he looks at Marie after
the sexual assault thing.
yeah, with the who were those guys?
U.S. Air Force.
Right. So yeah, that was my other favorite moment. So.
Yeah, you can really feel the emotions in this scene.
Yes, Dakota House definitely pulls on your heartstrings for that one I just described, obviously. I'm almost bringing tears, but this one was a very beautiful moment between him and Eric, and you get to see another side of Teevee, more depth.
Yeah, and this is this is what brings people to Eric, or brings them around to him, is that he's really starts to help out in the community more and more, and becomes involved when he needs to be, right?
So yeah, Eric confirms to Michelle he is staying.
Yeah, and she says that Teevee is lucky to be dealing with him, and she offers him to stay with her since things are not obviously going on with Sarah. So
yeah.
He does, actually.
And then he wakes her up in the middle of the night to
That
talk.
First night.
To talk. He's just like, what did you mean he's lucky to be dealing with me? It's like, well,
Yeah,
seriously,
like
this conversation couldn't be wait until the morning. Like, it's not even an important one. But
yeah, she says she hasn't slept in like a few days too. So.
But
But she gets up and
yeah,
they
well,
have,
she pretend
coffee or tea or
it's
something.
almost like she gets him to leave and she tries to go back to sleep, but then she's like, okay, she gets up. She realizes he kind of needs it.
Yeah, so she says, basically he needs a fight and you're giving it to him, and it's true. I think that's Teevee just never would come around if someone didn't keep on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then find out the cause of the fire was faulty wiring behind the stove.
Yeah, so Teevee's cleared, he's released. And then he kind of mouths off. Mouths off to Michelle.
That looked painful.
Yeah. He mouths off, and then mouths off to
Then
Eric
they have
as well.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he
goodness!
says-
This look. Okay, you guys just go back and watch it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's mouthing off to Eric, saying, you thought you had me and all this stuff, and then he kind of gives him this look just between him and Eric, hey, we had a moment there,
Dakota
or whatever.
House.
It's friendly, right? So it's kind of heartwarming.
Dakota House and did a good job with
So
that
it was a
look.
great way to end off season 1.
Yes. So yeah, next episode will be different. We'll kind of go huge review over the entire season, as well as we're gonna I was gonna say replay, but whatever. Go over the cast and everything that we've introduced so far.
Yeah, it might be pretty long. I don't know. We'll have to see whether we're gonna do it in parts or not. But either way,
I don't know.
we haven't discussed it yet.
I think we're just. I don't know. Anyways. So yeah, we will move on. So for our questions, I've got. At first, did you guys think Teevee did it? Obviously not by the end of the episode, but when you're first watching it, did you think he did it, or at the very least, do you think he could have done it? I personally didn't think he did it, but I definitely thought it was a possibility. They were definitely leaning towards. I thought he could have done it more as an accident, not that he did it on purpose. As soon as I saw it, especially in the matches, I was like, okay, he did it, even though I saw Hannah have them, so I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah.
But I was like, he did it, but I thought it was just an accident type deal. But I did believe he did it.
Well, the main thought
What was
I
your
had.
idea?
Well, I didn't think he did it. But I thought though immediately I was like, they're gonna think he did it. I mean, the timing of it and everything was just so bad, considering he had just gotten into this fight with Michelle.
You didn't even think it could have been a possibility?
No, I didn't think he would do it.
Not even as an accident. Like, that's what I said. Like, I thought it could have been like a total
when the
accident.
matches came up, it started to give you kind of doubts, right? And started to make you think,
even though Hannah
maybe
had them,
there's a possibility he could have done it. But I just still like.
See, I knew Hannah had them, even though, but I was like, in my brain, I was just like, off camera, and she just gave it back to him.
I didn't really think about the accident angle, but that's a good point.
But yeah, I was even thinking about like, oh, she gave him back the match just like off camera, and that's how.
So I guess we just talked about it, but so what did you think about the scene between Teevee and Eric?
We want to know your guys' opinion. Oh my, I'm gonna cry. It was really emotional.
Yeah, so tell us maybe what you thought of it. Do you think that this is the start, like if you're just kind of watching the show at the beginning, do you think this is, or for the first time, do you think that this is the beginning of kind of bonding between them, or do you think it's just, one little episode and then later on they're just gonna be at odds again? So yeah, that's it. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Yeah. So yeah, on the 16th, Tuesday, we will have our video with Annette Lowe, who played the wonderful Sylvie Lebret original in episode 10.
OG Sylvie Lebret. It's a great interview, so you should watch it.
Yes, and we even found, fun fact, out that her mother, Mary Rose Lowe, played the older slavey woman in the credits in the very following episode, episode 11. So you'll get to hear that and a lot of amazing other facts about her and her mother, who was a great woman. So you guys have to watch it.
Yeah. All right. So that's it again for another week, and we'll see you again later.